So eba be breaking wa e mama chairman Wontumi eye ne new lawyer okopa court a chew say chairman Wontumi ne judgment day no omo entwembra etri no abusua court ne ti ase etwin date no akɔhye 20th of July abusua na court ne sanso ma no ultimatum say by 13th of July na say omo submit omo written statement and I say omo written statement address omo mrambe submit and farmer court no ene yenya ne ntia say chairman Wontumi ne new layer no bepem ne onkonko ye den onkonko submit sa written statements address abusuya judges ne so kire say even sa written statement address chairman Wontumi ne new lawyer wan submit kra na omo bekoso na omo de judge case no by the close of 20th July abusuya inti chairman Wontumi ne new lawyer Samuel Atta say obekwa akọ submit ne written statement address no anase on submit no ene sisi anenti ayenya ne say chairman Wontumi ne lawyer we refuse so obekwa akọ submit sa written statement address no ena ye de honsam ebre mom yenko na yenkonkotie ensma course so e courtroom na ansa na ebekọ Ghana ha say open computer papa and a laptop papa na we use abura periodic computers and accessories ho ena obenya laptop papa na using the location and your kwan o Kumasi Bookroom Estates ela peke number na eguye screen as a friend.
EP Ashanti Region Chair are yet to file their written submissions to aid the court in delivering judgment in the case against their client after assuming counsel for Chairman Wontumi following the withdrawal of Akyea Samuel Atta at the last adjourned date pleaded with the court for the judgment which was scheduled for July 6 to be deferred. Chairman Wontumi has been charged with assigning mineral rights without approval from the lands minister and facilitating unlicensed mining operation at Boy in the Western region. Lord Addo Asare is our court correspondent, joining us with a bit more on the story. And indeed, Lord, there are a number of high-profile cases today in court. Let's start off with Chairman Wontumi and his team of new counsel. What more can you tell us about why they didn't file today?
Can you please take it again? I didn't quite get your question.
Well, I'm asking that there are a number of high-profile cases today. I want us to start off with Chairman Wontumi's. What more can you tell us?
Well, indeed, you recall that after Samuel Atta, the new counsel, I should say, for Wontumi took over the case, he pleaded with the court for the court to defer the judgment, which was originally set to July 6th, now moved to 20, which is next week, Monday. Now, part of the directions of the court was for him to file his written submissions by today, which is 13th of July. Now, our checks with the court registry, and indeed, the court indicate that Atta, as of almost 1 p.m., is yet to file this written submissions. But in any case, the court did indicate that they may or may not rely on this written submissions for the judgment. What this means is that things will still proceed on July 20, where the courts will make the judgment in the Boy Galamsey case concerning the NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman. But then again, Kemini, he has up until the close of today to file the written submissions. We do know that, for example, he's the counsel who's been working at it to get bail for the former campaign manager for Baumia, Dennis Miracles, who is being detained at the EOCO. And so it remains to be seen if from there he will go file the written submissions at the High Court here, Kemini.
I see. Do we have indication that that filing will take place today?
Indeed, there was also the case of the former Men's Gold boss, Nana Akyea Namwan. He was supposed to have filed his witness statements as well as some documentations that he would rely on in his defense. When the case was called today, the judge indicated that he had yet to file that. His lawyer who came in later indicated that they had filed the documents only this morning, and so the court had to go on recess for them to serve the Attorney General's office and then all the other parties involved. Namwan himself was also in court. Now, this is the situation here. The aggrieved Men's Gold customers, they have been saying that The case has been spanning for about 8 years. About 300 of these members have lost their lives in various means, and so they've been appealing to governments to try and intervene in the matter. Now they make the case that there were certain promises which are made by the government as they had conversations with them, but these are yet to go forward, and so it's something that they've been appealing to government to intervene, looking at the fact that a lot of losses have been made, and the members or the victims continue to lose their lives by way of the fact that they've lost a lot of their monies. And then we come to the former National Service Authority Deputy Director, Iti Owari-Mensah. The prosecution's second witness, an accountant, a former accountant, I should say, was in the box today to answer questions which were put forward to him by the lawyers of Iti Owari-Mensah in the person of Gary Nemako. Now, what came out in court was the fact that, for example, an Auditor General's reports which cited the former accountant as having certain documentations which highlighted him being in the wrong. So Gary Nemako sought to get more clarity and determine why his name was captured in the Auditor General's report, because all of it has to do with the NSS or NSA ATV hire purchase facility, which was to, as it were, provide the National Service personnel some items which was funded by the authority. And so all this was part of the cross-examination of the former accountant of the National Service Authority. And then finally, we got to know about Hanan, the former National Food and Buffer Stock Company Limited. His lawyers, led by Godfred Yeboah-Dame, the former Attorney General, they had petitioned for the release of some monies that they indicated that he had borrowed for the medication and travel outside the country, £6,700 in total. They also indicated that Hanan's passport remained detained by EOCO. So part of the things that they are petitioning for the release of their clients.
Very well. We'll leave it here. Thank you so much for the report. And Lord,
demanding for information on the whereabouts of Dennis Miracles Abuaji and asking for his release. The opposition party has accused EOCO of arbitrary arrest and failing to grant Dennis Abuaji access to legal counsel and his family. For them, the trend is clear that government is increasingly using the security and quasi-judicial agencies to intimidate and silence dissent. What you're seeing right now are live pictures from the EOCO head office, where we see more individuals trooping in, and already we're seeing placards as well begin to come up. Christian Yale is my colleague who's on the ground for us. Let's go to him right now with a bit more in terms of details. Chris, you've been there since 8 a.m. this morning. Bring us up to speed as to what's been happening.
Eric, so these sympathizers, as you see on your shot right now, are chanting, "No miracles, no home. No miracles, no home." What that means is that it will take them as long as it will take for them to receive answers, for them to get necessary information, and for them to see Dennis Miracles Abuaji released before they would move from the premises of EOCO to wherever they came from. But it is one thing they are demanding right now, that the Economic and Organized Crime Office releases Dennis Miracles Abuaji any moment from now. So when you see all over here, these are scores of sympathizers and also members of the new Patriotic Party. Now, what they've done is that they've blocked one side of the road, and so, as it were, it will take the police to ensure that traffic flows at this end. And this is a major corridor from the Tudu area towards the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. And so that is the situation right now here at the premises, or at the presence of the Economic and Organized Crime Office. Let me see to get some interviews and to get some reactions from some of the members who have gathered here and what really they want to be done and what really they want to be done. And so we are live, you're live on TV3. Why are you here today?
I'm here because of Miracle Boachi.
Abuaji.
Yes.
So what is your demand really? What do you want EOCO to do?
Released. Because I don't know what he has done. And they have arrested. This is intimidation. And it's not fair. The New Patriotic Party needs justice. That is why we are here. Simple matter. Simple. The way the manner the NDC is intimidating us, it is not fair. It is not fair. Where are the Peace Council? Where are the religious bodies? Where are the international communities? What is going on in this country? 1 year, 7 months, it has been all about intimidation. Why? Are we not Ghanaians? Are we slaves? I need an answer.
But one would say that in as much as the Constitution guarantees free speech and freedom, once you trample upon a Constitution, you should be invited and must be made to answer questions.
So they should tell us what he has done. Do you know what he has done? Do you know what he has done? Do you know what he has done? We don't know. Our lawyers are here since morning. They have not been even allowed to even go inside and talk to him. What is going on? I respect what you are asking me, and I want an answer. You understand?
All right. So Eric, that's the first thing. Don't worry. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you while we try to. It actually a serious situation here because more numbers keep trooping in, and the police instruct us to get to stand at a better location. But let me try to engage Salam Mustafa, who is the national youth organizer of the MPP. Salam, what really are your demands today? It is not 48 hours yet per the law.
He was picked Saturday night, actually. 2 nights he's been here. They should release him. Okay, admit him to bail. Whatever you want him, for by now you should be able to extract it. You don't need 2 nights for somebody to be sleeping in your dungeon before you get what you want out of him. Release him to go home. The dungeon is not, a place that anybody wants to come and, spend the night. I'm coming. Let him go home. When you need him, let him report anytime you need him and do your investigation. Carry on with your work. That's all.
We've seen some movement by Samuel Atta.
Yes.
Do you have any indication if they've agreed to grant him bail?
Yes, Atta will come very soon and give some address. But I can, say on authority that Atta has had some contact with him and some processes, are about to go on. That's why you see, you realize that he emerged and went behind, and he'll be back very soon, and we'll take it out from there.
Thank you very much.
All right. And so, Eric, the indication I'm just picking is that Samuel Atta, a former MP, one of the legal luminaries in the NPP, has already initiated some processes to secure to secure bail for Dennis Miracle Sabwadim. But you are saying that why? For how long are you going to be here until maybe you get fed up?
Oh, so we will give ourselves, I think, barely 2 hours. If Miracles is not being released, I think there is going to be an action. Because this thing has gone on severally. And we keep on complaining, and the same thing is being done. How can we be in the country whereby a Rambo style is going on? I mean, this is not the government. Addo and Baumian live. What are we seeing in this country? So talk to my brother.
What do you also have to say? I mean, you are here. Are you an MPP member or supporter or a sympathizer?
My name is Edward, the TESCOM president for University of Ghana Accra City Campus. Okay. I mean, it is quite unfortunate to have this happen. Because right after he declared his intention to contest for the National Communications Officer for our party, within few minutes, we heard here he's been arrested by the EOCO at the airport. I mean, it's quite unfortunate. How did it?
No, but you are not suggesting. I mean, someone declaring their intention to contest is not a crime or anything to be arrested for. So that would only be one of the speculations, but that cannot be the reason.
So we want to know the reasons why he has been arrested by the EOCO office. It is quite unfortunate. How did we get here as a country? It is very bad. It is
very bad, Eric. That is what he says, and so really, they are not happy with how things are unfolding, and they want some answers. You are here with the NPP. Are you a member yourself?
Yes, sir.
What is your demand? What do you want to see?
I want to see
they should release Miracle. If they are not releasing him, they should send him to court. But you cannot keep person without not charging him, without not allow his lawyers to have access with him. That's why we are worrying here. So if EOCO is a state institution, we have said that they should send Miracle to court, or they should allow his lawyers to have access to him. Simple. That's why we want.
Eric, so that is it. So we'll still continue to be here. We are still bringing you some live pictures of what is happening here. Eric, but that's the situation. We know that per standard protocol and per what the law says, when an arrest is made, the agency and you know, EOCO and others have or draw their powers from the police, and per what the law says, we know that once an arrest is made, you have 48 hours for the police and the agency involved to conduct their investigations, and also whether it is possible or not, they would either take the person to court, and then or if they do not take the person to court, the other option is that they would proceed to grant him bail. We've seen some members of parliament like Kojo Nkrumah say that, see, Dennis is easily locatable. There wasn't any need arresting him on a Saturday night. But what we know also is that, and per what the Supreme Court recently directed, there are some, you know, circuits and district courts that are allowed to sit on weekends. And so what it means is that for some of the special cases that border on personal liberty and whatnot, once it even happens over a weekend, a court can sit to decide and to grant bail or to grant otherwise. And so that is the situation here, Eric. I know that you may want to get some specific answers. What is it, Eric?
I was hoping we could get a bit more from the national youth organizer of the NPP, because he had established that lawyers had made contact with Dennis Miracles Abuaji. But we're seeing a statement as well from EOCO right now, which is seeking to provide a bit more in terms of details as to the basis for the arrest of Dennis Miracles Abuaji. I'm going to walk you through that statement because it's been one of the many questions asked. What is the basis for the arrest? And I'm going to walk you through it verbatim, right? So it reads that the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, wishes to inform the general public that it arrested Mr. Dennis Edward Abuaji, former secretary of the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization. Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization in connection with ongoing investigations into alleged financial and procurement-related irregularities. And so we're beginning to catch a semblance of details as to why Miracles was arrested. In Atta Secretariat, the arrest follows extensive investigations, EOCO says, commenced by its officers after receiving a petition from the current executive secretary of the committee requesting further investigations into a forensic audit conducted into the affairs of the Secretariat, covering the period from the 1st of August 2022 to 2nd February 2025. The investigations, which commenced last year following an initial forensic audit and the subsequent petition, concern the suspected misappropriation, misapplication, diversion, theft of public funds amounting to 55 million cedis. And the former executive secretary, Mr. Dennis Abuaji, aka Miracles, the former accountant, Mr. Gerald Akyea, and others are under investigation for suspected offenses, including conspiracy to steal and stealing, using public office for profit, causing financial loss to the state, dissipation of public funds, defrauding by false pretenses, money laundering, among others. Now, on the other suspects, EOCO has provided a bit more. It notes that Gerald Akyea has voluntarily begun refunding, and they put in bracket, returning the loot of funds connected to the crimes under investigation. These recoveries do not and by themselves conclude the investigation. Christian, I'm going to come back to you right now. We're just getting details of this. Does it come off as though the leadership of the NPP who are there have been briefed as to why Miracles has been arrested now? Because EOCO is putting out a statement at this point.
Yes, Eric. So earlier, even before we would come, we had picked signals about the role he played at the IMC, the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization, but we wouldn't want to put that on record. But I have right now here with me Titus Glover, who has just come here to also follow what is happening here. Let me try to get some reactions from him on what he has to say about this.
What is all this? It's not nice. Raymond Atta is making the peace of this country so bad. I'm not saying that if anybody has found fault of the law, he should not be invited. But if a person has traveled from the airport, then just whisk him away as if he's a what? As a fugitive? They should take their time. What is all this? But you should know, is no. In as much as there is sun, there's rainfall. This NDC government, as President Mahama, will come to an end, come 2028. But Mahama will come. They should be very careful. They should be very careful the way they are running things. Once in a while, because the governance, the way they are handling the economy is so bad, they only want to divert attention. This is totally diversion of attention. Miracle has been so critical of John Mahama's government from day one. Why?
So you think this is a persecution?
But what do you see? What do you see? What are you seeing? What are you saying?
Why do you think anyone would
Because there are a lot of MPP people who are being invited every day. They work quietly, they interrogate them, they go home. Why do you want to create a drama? Titus Glover, when I travel, I come. I'm here, you don't invite me if I've done something wrong.
But
so,
why do they have to bring supporters here? Do you think that is actually necessary?
So what they are doing is it right? Go and talk to them first. Go and talk to him that what he's doing is not good. Go and tell them what they are doing is not good.
So what's the way forward?
All right, so that is Eric, that is Titus Glover, who is of the view that what is happening, but that is a little bit of nearest fisticuffs and quite a chaotic scene there. As you see, the protesters almost clash with the security. It is getting serious at this moment, Eric. As you see, leaders of the protest now attempt to negotiate and and I've seen a tie just thrown towards where I'm standing. It means that I need to at least take cover and be at a good position. But Eric, that is the situation right here at the present of EOCO. It is getting chaotic here as and water has just been splashed here, which is not good at all for what is happening here. At least it is expected that this would be yes. And as you see, some of the protesters are throwing water, sachet water, at the police officers here. Some of the protesters are throwing water against or towards the police officers here, registering their displeasure and anger. But let me get what it is that they are communicating here between the police officers and Salam and others. There is that indication that there is some misbehavior, and Salam is saying that is not the case.
How would you do that? You talk to your people. Talk to them. Who talk to them? But your people shouldn't do this again.
Salam, what is happening? Yes. What is happening?
You are here. You are here. You've seen everything. What is the cause of pepper spray? What has happened? Who has done anything bad? Who has done anything wrong? Why would you spray us pepper spray? What for? What for? What has caused for pepper spray? We are calmly supporting you. What is it? What is it? Pepper spray for what? If you want to kill us, then we are ready. If you want to kill us, then some of us we are ready. Let's see what happens today.
All right, so that is it. What they are saying is that the police have attempted to spray pepper, and so they are fighting and resisting that, and that is which has resulted in the near fisticuffs and the chaotic scenes we are witnessing here, Eric. have part of my costume full of water because I've been receiving the water being thrown around by the protesters, and that is very unfortunate here. It has been a very calm scene all along this morning, ever since we arrived here, when the protesters began to gather and to mass up here. But it looks as though, per what they are saying, there was an attempt by the police to spray pepper. I didn't see that, so I can't confirm that as of yet. But those are the indications that I'm picking, for which reason the protesters are also resisting and fighting against, which is resulting in what it is we are seeing unfold here. But I will seek to get some reactions from Salam Mustafa, who was negotiating with the police. But as you see here, there are still okay. It appears this lady was a victim of the pepper spray, and so they are using water to wash her face. That is the indication that she was a direct victim of the pepper spray, and so as you see, they are trying to cleanse her eyes, and you see her hold her eye, arguably or obviously or probably in pain. What happened? Then it's here. Okay, so allow me do my job. Don't touch me. Allow me do my job. And so I want to get what it is that happened exactly, and how it all happened, and how it all happened. So I'm trying to get. Then it's here. There
is one policeman.
Okay.
Police mini bako. Gidi ni ba ya no. Yes. Na me continue bra no. And odi pepper spray ni gu mani. Omia wo form. Omia pepper spray ni wo form. So smallest policeman kitwe bi. Also on ya kete. Omia pepper spray ni omu be wu ah.
So it appears she is in pain. It appears she is in pain as I see her continually scratch the eye, trying to deal with the pepper spray. But I see that leaders of the protest are still angry. Then of course
as it stands now, you see, the crowd was actually not understanding the police. So I tried to calm them down to move back. We realized we just saw one of the policemen with pepper spray all over. So now they are angry with that, which is not nice. Everybody here is calm. We were actually listening to them. But for you to bring out a pepper spray was wrong. So now the boys are also angry that they are also ready to fight them. Whatever will happen should happen.
Okay, so let's try to control the situation. Thank you. And so as it stands right now, Eric, this road is completely blocked to traffic, and I see that the drivers are being redirected to use different routes. I see that the drivers are being redirected to because then, for what is happening here, no car can pass immediately, and so the drivers are being redirected, and now they are using the other side of the route to have access and to move around. The indication we have, Eric, just to reiterate, is that very shortly we'll see other senior members of the New Patriotic Party, including Samuel Atta, who we know is negotiating or leading the process to secure bail for Dennis Miracles Abuaje. And so that is it, Eric. We are still monitoring the situation, and we'll bring you up to speed exactly what transpires and what happens. But as of now, the police has been able to open one aspect of the road, one side of the road to traffic, and you see the drivers gradually making way, because all the way from the Tudu area to the forecourt of the EOCO office towards the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, it has been very busy, and the gridlock continues to pile up. But we're here to bring you up to speed. All that happens, the demand is simple. There is one protester on the floor right now who doesn't want to allow. Okay, so the indication is that this one as well has suffered a pepper spray from a police. Some of those are things that you wouldn't want to see or want to know concerning this protest, but it is unfolding. At least this will be the second instance of we seeing one of the protesters suffer a pepper spray. He looks dejected. He looks a bit disappointed in himself to suffer that. He looks like someone who is troubled and is still being assisted with water to cleanse their eye. And so that is what is happening, Eric. That is what is unfolding here at the EOCO head office as more and more members of the New Patriotic Party supporters and sympathizers arrive. It is chaotic scene when you get here, ugly when you get here, and when you see the confrontations unfolding as the police and I see the MP for Wejagbawe, Jerry Ahmed Shaib arrived. Jerry, so we are live on TV3. You just arrived. What do you have to say? We've had instances of some of the protesters receiving pepper spray. What are your initial thoughts on this?
I just don't understand why we keep doing this to the nation. That we are not allowing due process to work. You don't hold people just because you want to show them where power lies. First of all, if you are the state and you believe that somebody has committed an offense, invite the person. This modus operandi of when people are traveling and they are arrested at the airport, it's insane. We can't be doing things like that. And especially EOCO, they feel that the power is going to be forever like this. No, I mean, we should stop this. We have citizens, they have rights. Pursuant to Articles 14 to thereabout to 19, we should understand that when you arrest somebody, the person should even have access to a lawyer. Are we not supposed to have access to lawyers? Are we not supposed to know why we have been arrested? Are we not supposed to be at the table to know the next steps forward? But there is always the modus operandi where EOCO, and when you are traveling, then they come and arrest you at the airport, when you have never been invited or told about any offense. It's just getting too bad. I keep saying that when we go on this tangent, it will get to a stage people will not sit and watch and wait. They will revolt. When you keep pressing the necks of people, they will want to scream. I don't know why EOCO has this modus operandi and we are just allowing it. And the CSOs have gone to sleep, all manner of people have gone to sleep, and we are watching. It may be my turn, it may be your turn. Tomorrow it will be their turn. Nobody will come and stand here and be screaming. Why? What's happening? And President Mahama is overseeing this. It's not okay. That anytime, can you ask EOCO whether or not they've ever invited Miracle Sabwaji? Nobody has ever invited him. Don't wait for him to be traveling. You don't know even if it has to do with the health situation. You don't even know the purpose of the travel. Then you just go and arrest him. And when you arrest him, you don't give him access to lawyers. You don't give him access to his family. Nobody knows where he is. Do you know where he is? Can you tell me where he is? Are we in a banana republic? We should stop this.
But when we say that you should allow due process to follow at least 48 hours before you can be granted bail or otherwise.
I think you do not understand what I said. If you understood me, due process is to allow the Constitution to work. The Constitution has made it clear that the moment you are arrested, before you are even arrested, first of all, you should be invited. This is not somebody who has run away from the scenes of this country. He's always been here. Due process means that the moment he's even arrested, he's given the opportunity to have access to his lawyers, to have access to his family, to be told what crime he has committed. You and I do not know. Do you even know where he is? As a media practitioner, if you answer me, fine. If you don't, then
but we've just seen a statement from EOCO.
Do they always have to? Do they always have to arrest people before coming to issue statements? Please, this is a banana republic.
I'm just interested, Honorable. Just a second for me. I'm just interested. I've been speaking with Mustafa Salam. He said the Honorable Atta has been able to access him now.
At what stage?
And just this morning, just about 30 minutes ago.
But that is the point I'm making.
Yes.
That the moment they are taking you on, you are first told about it. You will be asked or be allowed, when was he picked? And why are you now allowing him to have access to his lawyer? It is not okay. And even the lawyer, have you heard from the lawyer? Because the last time there was an incident like that, they claim that the lawyer has been given access to the client. The lawyer went round, and came back and up until the next day to say that I have still not heard from my client. So how sure are you that the lawyers? So
what's the bigger plan for at least today if that bill does not go through?
Well, I don't think that anybody wants to share his or her plans outside. We will know what to do and we'll deal with it. It's just becoming too much. And my prayer really and truthfully and honestly is that, you see, it may be Jerry, but James, you should know that it can be you tomorrow. They did that to the media practitioner. What's his name? Larry. You know, and if it keeps going on like this, you should know that it will be your turn. When issues like this happen, the modus rightly should be that let the person know about the situation. Let the person report. If the person fails to report, then you can take a step. The person is traveling. Then you forcefully go and pick him up at the airport. You do not even know if he's going on this travel because of medical situation. And then whilst you have picked him, you don't give him access to his family. You don't let him have access to his friends. You don't let him have access to his lawyers. And then you are keeping him. And where you are keeping him, nobody knows. We can't keep doing that. In fact, I decided not to talk today, really. But it's just becoming too much. It's becoming too much.
Finally, just for assurance, does he have the full solidarity of your side, the minority in parliament in this situation?
He has solidarity not just of the minority, of the state Ghana. People are beginning to think that the country is virtually becoming a banana republic. That people are picked up. Is that why they want to try to use the tribunal system? Is that why they are pushing for the tribunal system? Because you see, all of this should be basis for us to understand that crime is crime. If you have reasons and you have evidence to prosecute your matter in court, do so. Let it not be in this Rambo style. People are traveling and then you pick them up, and then when you pick them up, they cannot be found. Their families cannot trace where they are, and their lawyers cannot trace where they are. You interrogate them without the presence of their lawyers. It's not okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So that is Jerry Ahmed Shaib, the second deputy minority whip and member of parliament for Wejagbawe. Eric, so he is saying that we cannot turn the country into a banana republic, but yet again, let me just reiterate the reason as given by EOCO for his arrest. EOCO is just telling us that, see, Dennis Miracle Sabwaje has been arrested in relation to ongoing investigations on alleged procurement irregularities at the Interministerial Coordinating Committee on Decentralization. That is an office that Dennis once chaired or led as the executive secretary. Now, the understanding we have is that there is a forensic audit which has been initiated at the stance of the current executive secretary at this committee. And so it is part of the reasons, or largely the reason, Dennis has been arrested or is being detained. But right now, though, you realize that this place has turned into a grounds for jamboree. Now there are members, or some of them, who are beating on drums and chanting all manner of.
Okay, Abuzua Chairman Wontumi ne lawyer yes or submitting a written statement address no eno ehonsem na ye de brem beda mase samoje pene kokoti za ensem we edemaya ha gossip politics TV so medamase.